Hey, Bigpod, you hear that buzzing sound in the background?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, that's still the air
And
conditioner.
hopefully our listeners won't.
Okay, well, if our listeners do, that's an air conditioner, because if not running that air conditioner, the breaker panel overheats in my house. So, yes, it's janky solution, and no, it's not because we're overdrawing out of the breaker panel. It's just because the breaker panel is in that bad of a spot for the household. There's no airflow to that room. So, we apologize ahead of time for that, but that's just a thing we'll have to deal with for at least as long as we're in the middle of the summer here. Cue the music.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to No Talks Allowed. I am secretly your host, Josh, and along with me, I have pulled in Special Agent Bigpod.
Hello.
Just to let you know, we are being super secretive about this because you're probably listening to us on the audio feed. But if you go to our YouTube channel, you get to see that right now I have a screen share going. That is not going. Uh-oh. Hang on a second. Hang on. Oh, I logged into Wayland.
Oh God. And if my picture is a bit laggy, say thank you to Gento, because I think it's the fault of Gento, not the fault of my camera setup. And on my side, while Josh figures out how to show you.
Well, here's what I'll do, Bigpod. I'll just take a screenshot.
Okay, we can see Fast Fetch in all its glory. And yes, I have 18 flashbacks.
Boo.
And yes, it's a laptop.
I'm not using any flat packs.
And also, yes, swap. I have swap disabled. Probably a bad idea. Now on to the topics.
Yeah, I guess we could talk about some topics here. Let me flip this back to a screen that has a camera. Okay.
Oh yeah, before we do that, I have a bit of an apology. Sorry for last 2 weeks ago the episode being late for a week and no episode during that week, but both of us were indisposed by separate things. For me, I was puking my guts out.
Puking guts out,
and Josh thing was very much classified. So yeah. Let's move on from there.
Yes, classified, super secret. Sorry, it's just how things work out. It's things that I can talk about, things, but I probably shouldn't talk about because it could get me in a lot of trouble. So, anyways, Bigpod, I know that you're a big fan of Microsoft Edge.
Yes.
Huge fan of it. Like, it is the best browser on Earth. It's getting a new feature.
Oh, God.
Yes.
God.
And, of course...
I think I know what it is, and I'm already saddened.
Yep. So, be ready to facepalm, everybody. Because now you can get Copilot. Not ChatGPT. Copilot in Microsoft Edge. It is called Copilot Mode. So this is a button you press on your web browser to basically be using Copilot Edge. Is what I'm going to call it.
Is it an agent? Is it an agent?
Well, yes.
Oh God.
Yes.
Please no.
Now the advertised features are that, of course, it will, when you open up a new tab, it will have a direct chat that you can have with Copilot, as well as Copilot giving you a specific list of web pages that you could possibly be interested in. Right. And when you go to websites, it can scrub the website for you as well. Right?
Oh God.
And
I'm speechless at how how stupid the AI things have
Well,
gotten. I can't wait for the bubble to burst.
Here's the thing where I'm looking at this here right now. This isn't really a mode, but a button that you press up next to the URL bar, where typically the HTTPS lock symbol would be in the address bar. It's a button you click there, and then you give it a prompt. Go like, hey, can you just give me like this recipe off this random recipe website so I can skip the life story that takes up like 3/4 of the webpage? Thank you. But here's the best part. They have visions as to what could happen later. Like, implementing voice support. So you can talk to it.
That's actually useful
That
for accessibility.
actually kind of is. Now, it will also be able to potentially automatically reserve rooms using services such as booking.com or, flights using Kayak. Which kind of has me concerned because, I don't know if Copilot's always going to give you the best option rather than, the one that gives Microsoft the most money.
Yeah.
So
because they'll probably get some affiliate revenue.
Yeah, there's going to be affiliate revenue involved in there, and I'm not a big fan of it. But this also gives Copilot access to your web browser as well, which means that it could potentially take your browser history into account. So if you're researching things, your school science fair project about electromagnetism, it'll probably come back and say, hey, you were researching this thing in the past. Would you like to continue? If you want to continue, here's a couple pages you could probably look at.
Yeah,
Which
for example, you're researching something that could get you on some kind of list.
Yeah, like a later article we're going to be discussing today.
Yes, or an interest that makes things flash very brightly.
Yes. So there are some concerning things with this, but there are some legitimate use cases. Actually, because the one thing that these AI models do is when you give them just a giant wall of text, they can do a pretty decent job of scrubbing that wall of text for the relevant information as long as you give it the correct prompt to do so. Say the recipe example. So yes, you can go to these websites right now, but the mom and pop blogs that you get these homemade recipes from, they literally do come with that whole life story, and that's based off of the search engine optimization stuff that they have to deal with. But it's pretty good at just pulling out the recipe itself.
Yeah.
Baking bread or cookies or stuff like that. I don't know what you would go
pizza probably
eat, but
And
it's
one other thing that I
think
this stuff is good at is translations. When the translation Google Translate does, or in this case Bing Translate does horrible job, a lot of time just putting the same thing into Bing chat, the Copilot, and asking it to translate it, it will do a much better job. Especially from a niche language like Slovenian.
Yeah, that is a legitimate use case that I ran into. I've had ups and downs with these translation services.
Well, I literally use just Bing chat to translate.
Yeah.
It's literally an AI model because it knows how to do multiple languages, including Slovenian, for some reason.
Probably because it pulled in a Slovenian website and it couldn't figure out what to do, and then a Microsoft engineer had to learn enough Slovenian to help it translate it.
they have engineers in Slovenia, so they just told them learn it.
That could be the case as well. Yeah.
The most ironic part is that even with translations, it sometimes just goes in some random direction and just starts talking about something else.
Of course.
Because, like everything, we humans don't do that a lot. So, statistically speaking, it has to do it sometimes.
Yep. So, that's our feeler for the moment for AI, because it's going to get darker.
Yeah.
I was browsing Ars Technica today, and they clickbaited me. Like, actually. Because the headline of this article is Meta has pirated and seeded porn for years to train AI, according to a lawsuit. So, for some context here, Meta is the company formerly known as Facebook. They run an AI program. I think they're the people that made Olama, if I remember right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And of course, you need to feed data to Olama. Now, obviously, they control Facebook, which is a social media service, so they have a lot of text information that they can use too. But one of Olama's more famous features is its ability to, accidentally dump entire plots of movies and stuff like that. So, I think we finally figured out how they managed to get the content for this. Now, this distribution company called Strike 3 Holdings.
Yeah.
Runs a lot of adult content studios, and as things go, Rule 34 exists, and most of the internet's traffic is porn anyway. So they decided they're going to open up
adult content.
Oh, right.
Don't use the
right.
YouTube unapproved word.
Adult content.
Adult video content.
Thankfully, we're already more than 5 minutes past, so we've missed the emergency filter. But anyways, they decided that they were going to open up their torrent client, right? And click on the tracker button, so they can look at the trackers, and then they then ask the trackers to hey, what are these IP addresses going through? And what IP address do you think that they found, Bigpod?
Well, based on that, we're talking about Meta, probably Meta's IP password.
Yeah.
IP address.
Well, the IP address that they found is specifically 185.89.216.251, which is located in the United States, in North America, with a latitude and longitude, with an ISP organization of Facebook, with a connection type of corporate. That's what they see. Now, Meta is currently dealing with a bunch of lawsuits by book authors as well. Because, it turns out that Olama knows book series too. So the reason why Strike 3 coming up with this and filing this lawsuit, it dumped like 81 terabytes worth of data into Discovery, and which meant that these book authors now have basically a smoking gun for Meta.
Yeah.
But what I find personally hilarious about this, because I was reading this to you, Bigpod, and talking about this, there are 2,396 movies. We're not talking about short films or anything. Movies. And supposedly, Meta has continued seeding the content, sometimes for days, weeks, and even months. Which made me think that Meta found all these movies off of these many various torrent hosting websites, like the High Seas Bay and so on. And they wanted
they were looking to keep the account.
They wanted to keep the account open and get that positive seed ratio, They wanted to get that. And it turns out that when you're downloading 81.7 terabytes worth of data, BitTorrent is probably the most reliable protocol to be talking over. Yeah, I'm not gonna take a moment to talk about like network transfer protocols, because that's That's something that probably goes way over my head and probably a fair bit over your head too, Bigpod. But
fairly, yeah.
if you're messing around with these ginormous files, there's a reason why pirates use BitTorrent.
Yes.
But anyways, they've also discovered Meta was using these private addressing services, otherwise known as VPNs. And they've even found one residential IP address associated with Meta. So, I think somebody was having fun. They even found an email where a Meta employee joked about torrenting from a corporate laptop just doesn't feel right. They found some fire here. But it also makes me wonder, does the recording industry here in the United States start to take notice of this? What do you think, Bigpod?
Possibly.
Yeah.
But problem is it's the wrong movie.
I mean, it is the wrong movie industry, but the RIA is pretty litigious, so they could be suing for discovery, which is a thing you can do here. And they go. I mean, if Meta decided that they were going to mess around with this much adult content that just happens to be available on these services, and we also constantly happen to find our content that we were responsible for enforcing on these services, maybe we should check our
trackers. Sooner or later,
too.
they will get involved.
Yeah, sooner or later, it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. So, and Meta's pretty big fish, right?
Yes.
Pretty big fish. They are huge. They've got lawyers and they've got venture capital funding.
Yes. and they got those receipts from EU about punishment, so they could probably take some US punishments as well.
Yeah. So, Bigpod, what do you think about all this? Do you just find this hilarious like I do?
It's really, really, really funny. Like, okay, first of all, I kind of getting the data. Okay, you need to somehow get data. They could have gone to the store and buy movies. Yes, but
yeah, but that gets expensive.
At least you don't have problems with copyright.
That's true. Well, maybe. It depends on how they purchased the movie and what rights that they paid for. Because there's rights to watch, there's rights to create content, and there's probably newfound rights for training AI.
Yes. And of course, remember, we're talking about the special kind of videos. So, who knows if they could even get their hands on them.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I got some of the domains that these Strike 3 companies hold. It's a bit of a short list. But we've got Trusty Raw, Deeper, Black and Raw, Vixen, Black and Tushy, and Black and White. They also own 2,358 registered copyrighted works in the U.S. that they've officially filed for.
Okay.
And I don't recommend clicking on that list because there's a lot of BBC and not the European kind.
Okay. I see. Okay. This is some content. Yes.
Yeah, there is some content here. So, we're having too much fun with this. Too much fun.
Yes.
Okay. It's time. It's
You'll
time.
probably go into the dark stuff.
Yeah, it's time to get
And not the good kind of dark stuff.
not the good kind of dark stuff. No, unfortunately, it did send me down a bit of a rabbit hole. Just a little bit of one.
Yeah.
Bigpod was there. Let's take a moment and talk about like what happened with Steam and itch.io over the past couple weeks. So, Mastercard and Visa are two very large payment processors, not just for North America, but basically the world. Basically, now, something like 40 to 50% of all card transactions goes through these two services. It's a massive amount. Now, and of course, they came out and told Valve Software, hey, this adult content that you're selling on Steam, don't sell it anymore.
Yeah.
So Valve removed all the content from Steam. And then they came around to itch.io and basically said the same thing to them. Well, there's a bit more to that, right? There's gotta be. Why is
it isn't really MasterCard who cares about this, or Visa, or Stripe, which also Stripe is also apparently involved according to our amazing source, The Guardian. But the problem is that there are groups who pressure these organizations to actually go into action, and one of such groups is called Collective Shout.
Yes. Now, if you don't know who Collective Shout is, I don't blame you because I had to look them up too. They're an Australian-based group that fights the sexualization of women and girls. And on July 14th, they published an open letter calling out Mr. Alex Chris, the Chief Executive Officer and President of PayPal, Mr. Michael Maybach, the Chief Executive Officer of MasterCard, Mr. Ryan McInerney? Yeah, McNerney, okay. Or McInerney. I'll get his name right one of these days, but he's the CEO of Visa. Mr. Bruce Lothers, CEO of PaySafe Limited, Michael J. Shepard, the interim CEO and president of Discover, Mr. Takayoshi Fute, president, CEO, and chairman of the Japan Credit Bureau. That's where this letter is addressed to, and they are saying that, hey, there's this game for sale on Steam and the itch.io gaming platforms where the players assume the persona of a man.
Okay, so let's not go into it, but
right.
Let's just say it's dark adult content.
Yeah, it encourages
certain dark themes.
This group claims that the game encourages a thing that happens.
Yes.
Now, of course, I did some research, and I put up this game's page on Steam.
Steam page.
Yes. Unfortunately, I cannot verify the content that this game contains because, I can't buy it on Steam, and apparently I can't buy it on itch.io, and I have not checked GOG. I don't even know GOG sells that kind of game. But
probably not.
The company behind the game says that, hey, this open letter, it's saying many false things about our game. But this open letter also apparently gained enough traction to make MasterCard and Visa care.
Yeah.
Which I know that there's many people in my local area that would probably agree with the content that this open letter is publishing. But I have a question for you, Bigpod, because it goes a little bit beyond the adult content of video games for sale on a service. This is MasterCard and Visa basically telling these companies what they can and cannot sell. When
I disagree with that completely. What will be next? Shooting games?
Yeah, but
first-person shooters, FPSs.
Right now,
what will be next? survival games.
And it might not even just be games. What happens if MasterCard decides that they're going to go to Amazon and say that, hey, Amazon, you can't sell Prime subscriptions anymore?
Yeah.
Right, they're probably not going to do that. They might just say, hey, this product, don't sell this product anymore. But that's something that they could theoretically do. How much power are we willing to give these payment processing companies over what we can and cannot buy? That's my concern.
Yeah.
And that's a scary thought. Now, this Guardian article that we have posted, it's got a lot of talk about this, and I do think that it's probably worth the read. You know, I know the Guardian can put up a paywall, but the Guardian also does a lot of good work, so it might be worth the $5 just to read this, because we're probably not even close to the end of this story. It's going to be going for a while, and we're probably going to be talking about this multiple times throughout the years. So when it comes around to like these news agencies, it's probably worth the time to actually give them a little bit of money. And the Guardian, in my opinion, probably one of the better ones. But we've also got other problems with Bigpod.
What?
So we haven't gotten any emails in a while.
Yeah.
It kind of makes me sad. The last one to send us an email was this guy named Traffiton. I'm not certain if you've ever heard of him before.
I did.
You did? Okay. Well, I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
But Traffiton, thank you for the email and your offer. We might take you up on it one of these days. But nobody's told us if you're cheating or not with what you're doing on Gentoo using Flatpaks. You know, I'm still waiting on that to happen.
Yeah.
But of course, you can.
So maybe I'm not cheating.
Maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to know. I think you are. I really think that you should be, because heaven forbid I can't get Flatpaks working on Slackware because of stupid kernel stuff. Still, actually, I thought, there's a kernel. We've had a couple kernel updates. Let's see if it was just a packaging mistake. Nope. I still can't even run Docker containers on Slackware, which I find wild. At least on Slackware current. I don't know if it's Slackware stable or not. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I should just compile my own kernel at this point, because that's what the documentation says to do. If I don't like it, compile it. But, of course, if you would like to send us an email to contact@tuckspace.com. Send it right there. Because, I wouldn't mind talking with people, And, of course, if you guys want to talk with each other, too, we have a Discord channel you can go to. I don't remember the link for it that you came out with.
Tuckspace.com/Discord.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad it's really that easy, because heaven forbid, I should probably update the show notes for that. I'll do that right now as we talk. Tuckspace.com/Discord. Okay. There you go. That is fixed. So, you can talk with each other there. I do see people talking to it every now and then. It's still a very small community. It's growing, but small community. I personally think small communities on Discord are the better communities compared to those massive 60,000+ people Discord servers. Those things are just messes, just trying to keep track of.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't understand why people actually like them.
Me neither.
Yeah. Okay. Now, of course, if you'd like to support the show, go to patreon.com/NoTucksAllowed. Drop us a couple dollars right there. And of course, we're looking to actually, we're willing, if you want to start up a podcast, we're willing to host that podcast for you. That way you can experience all the benefits that we experience, because we control the RSS feed, like the master feed for that all those other syndicated services that you might be subscribing to us through. like iTunes, Spotify, the Podcast Index, and all their associated services, they all pull through from us. We're the source of truth for our show, which means that we really can't be deplatformed. So if you would like to experience those benefits, obviously, if we're hosting your content, laws may or may not apply. So, but I'm not looking to like deplatform people for political reasons at all.
Go right ahead.
I'm just willing to help a bro out. Like, you guys want to talk about like adult content and have a podcast that's all about adult content? Sure. We'll try it. Yeah, just lighted. We might ask you for some kickbacks. That way, it's worthwhile. Of course, Bigpod and I, we also have our own YouTube channels. Bigpod has posted a couple streams, and I actually have spare time again, so I might be recording some videos. No distro hacking, unfortunately, but I have enough spare time to be recording videos again. So I might be posting because I really do want to continue on the Home Lab series because I've got the Home Lab configured to a certain point that we're just like, if I keep going, then it's too late to go back to what I had with that series. So cats. So I'm probably going to be I don't know. I've been doing the Slackware challenge, and I said that depending on how this challenge goes, I might just install it on all the things. It's probably not going to be Slackware, but maybe the next distro challenge that Bigpod and I go through. Yeah. Because I am totally going to get Bigpod to install Linux Mint.
Okay, that's not a problem. I ran Linux Mint.
Oh, okay.
Past.
Okay.
They are distros that would hurt me so much more,
well, wait.
and you know of them, so.
Well, of course. Start dropping us some ideas because we've only got a month left on our current challenge, and of course, the only issue that I ran into is very stupid packaging decisions, not necessarily like breakages or anything like that. So, we need ideas that are not Azure Linux.
Yes. Things like how Bigpod hates NixOS and shit like that.
Yes. But Bigpod...
There you go. I gave you a hint of what I hate. And on the other hand, how Josh hates Arch.
Yeah.
There are 2 hints.
Of course. Because we all know, I've been joking about this, but I'm serious. If I ever have to daily drive Arch Linux, I will just make my own package repository. It's a thing. I've said it on the internet multiple times. It's a thing I have to do at this point. So, anyways, guys, we're gonna wrap up the show there for the day. It is a bit of a shorter episode, but hey, that's just how the things work out today. We'll see you later.
Goodbye.